Alright, so this is my, like, fourth or fifth attempt at recording Gladius. This one should work. The little test recordings I've made have worked so far. Through the trials and tribulations of technical difficulties, as well as just kind of getting whooped at the game. This has repeatedly not worked for me. I'm coming back to this after a while away, so I'm going to be a little bit rusty. I will go ahead and say that each of the times that I have tried to record this, I've tried to explain how this game works. I am sick of doing that. I am not going to explain how the game works, other than just the simple premise of it is a Warhammer 40,000 4X game, in the vein of, let's say, Civilization, and I'm sure many more 4X games besides. I do not really play a whole lot of the wide variety of 4X games. I play quite a bit of Civilization. I certainly have in the past. And I quite like this game, but beyond that, I suppose I'm actually kind of a Philistine when it comes to 4X games. So forgive me if I can only make very clumsy comparisons to Civilization, and not more elegant comparisons to other games which I'm sure have influenced this game. And that is about the extent of what I'm going to explain about this game and the way it works, other than what statements I make about, you know, the way I play the game. I am going to pick Tau because I like the Tau. Fun. I like them both in 40k and I like their playstyle in Gladius. I just want to play the game in a natural way because, oh boy, has recording this game just not worked out for me so far. I'm going to hit the start button, and I'm going to skip the opening cutscene because it's just a bit of narration about the plot of Gladius. Okay. Starting in volcanic place, that means that we're gonna have increased minerals but worse food. I would like to have more food than this, personally. Let's see, I'm going to build right... Where can I build? Can I build right here? That offers better starting resources. We wouldn't be able to take the arrow out that way, though. At first, let's explore just a little bit with it before we settle a city and make sure there aren't any extra. And we're immediately into a fight. Okay, that's a good omen. Ideally, though, we want to hold back and make sure not to use our fire warriors very much until we can get more infantry buildings up. And go ahead and build. It's in reach of both relay pipes and the Arrow outpost, both of which are good. Even though I'm not in a prime position to build a lot of infantry here, I want to get infantry out as soon as possible. The last time I tried to record Gladius, I went for more of a playstyle that was kind of farming and building up for a strong late game while deliberately having more or less a weak early game, and that got me rushed and killed by orc. So I'm not going to do that. For my first research of the tech tree, I'm going to go for vehicles. Especially with this volcanic area I've built into, I'm going to need something to spin those minerals. It doesn't look like the AI is being too aggressive. Though they did draw Overwatch from that one fire warrior. I do believe the AI gets more aggressive after they've been attacked. I want to say they're relatively passive until they take a shot. I don't want to venture too far from my... Marker light does have a range of... So what I'm going to do here, just because I've already made this particular cultist mad... Oh! I didn't... Oh, that was dumb of me. I forgot that these guys have a range of 2. Well, in that case, I'm going to have these guys use mark light cultists. And hopefully we can do a decent amount. We're definitely going to want to pull back to the city I just founded. Those... Oh no, okay, we're probably fine. Those cultists are going in for melee, though, and that's terrible. How get wrecked in melee in every game they're in. Except that fire warrior game. Boy, that was weird. Yeah, we're going to pull all the way back to our city if we can. Just gotta be very conservative with your starting unit. Oh boy. We're not gonna lose one of our first 2 fire warriors to this, are we? Because that would be like a direct insult by the game after all these failed attempts. Okay, no, we're good. You always got to keep in mind with Gladius, this is like the #1 tip you need to keep in mind for Gladius. The Barbarian AI is hyper-aggressive and much stronger than the Barbarian AI in, say, Civ. You really cannot afford to just play around with Barbarian AI in Gladius. And even though it's not super efficient, that's also why I want to get an infantry building up as soon as possible, because I came so dangerously close to you starting Fire Warrior. I'm going to have both of them heal inside. I want to take some early resources and build up at least somewhat of an early army just in case I get rushed. Between research and hero buildings are hard to pass up, and the way the Tau work, the Tau have a unique system called, what is it, Harmony? I think it's called Harmony. Utopia. The Utopia system means that for every unique instance of a building built in their cities, they generate more loyalty, which means that they generate more of everything. However, for every copy made of a building you already have, it reduces loyalty. So you want very generalist cities now. In contrast to, let's say, you can also play the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Adeptus Mechanicus really prefers to have very, very dedicated cities. That's 1 or 2 specific jobs. I want a research building. I'm going to go ahead and spring for that. Oh, I need food. Okay. I'm going to go for food first, then. I need food and power. This is kind of a rough start for early resources. I'm already losing a lot of... I'm not losing money, but I'm not gaining money at the rate that you quickly expect to gain money. I can spend influence... Right, okay. The next time I see a unit of Vespids or Crude, I'll spend influence. That is one nice thing about the Tau. You can spend influence, force barbarians to convert to your side, as long as they're just one of 2 barbarian types. Though thankfully, pretty common barbarian. It does seem like the barbarian types, though, almost seem built to counter whoever you're playing. It doesn't seem like you run into many Crude or Vespids playing Tau. Conversely, you seem to run into Vespids quite a lot when you're playing, say, Chaos Marines or System of Battle, or some other such faction as a lot of armored infantry units in your game. I'm going to go for the research possibility that will bring me the most research in the long term, which is the ability to trade influence. Get a farm started here. Now, I'm going to get that farm started, but it's going to mean that I'm going to start losing energy rapidly. I'm going to need to, not too long after this. Fire Warriors are all ready to go. I'm going to have to expand onto this desert tile pretty soon. Power, because power is generated at a greater rate on desert tiles. Back for just a turn. Okay, I don't want to make any more Fire Warriors for the moment because I don't have the food income to... I'm going to tell the Shazam barracks, hold on. It actually might be wiser of me to turn off the Shazam barracks altogether. They are generating a population. That's pretty hard to turn. Alright, now what I'm going to do here is I need somebody to take the initial Overwatch attack from these neophyte hybrids. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take these relay pipes. I don't want to... I'm going to move these Fire Warriors here, so if the neophyte hybrids move up, they will get by the Overwatch of at least... I accidentally picked Blue Tau. I didn't mean to do that. It looks like I am surrounded by barbarians pretty closely on its side. Honestly, a lot closer than I'm used to in Gladius. Ordinarily, the barbarians don't seem to spawn this closely, but it's been a while. Maybe I'm just forgetting. I'm going to want to move these guys up to take the Jacaro encampment. Good. They are going to get the auto attack of the neophytes. They don't take very much of it. I'm going to have the fire warriors. Let's see. These fire warriors are not going to be able to help. I want to hold back some. At the same time, I need to make a move forward. Doing real damage here. I think while I've got these two fire warriors together, they can probably do more damage than if one fire warrior used marker light boot. The other just go for that now. Those neophytes are going to get away. The AI is very good about having their wounded units retreat. So he is probably going to get off into the night, and it's going to take me a while to find him. He'll probably heal and come back for more. See, now that I've got that particular bit researched, I'm going to want to go ahead and research Yoram pods. And after that, the ability to trade influence for food is good, but we probably won't need it too much. Whereas gun drones is a real... Like, the gun drones are pretty well a must-have ability for the Tau. AI is playing relatively smart here. I'm gonna sit and wait for at least a guys that you heal. And hope that Overwatch save these guys from incoming Chaos Cultists. There are Kroot Hounds, but they seem to be further down south, so I don't need to worry about them sneaking past the Overwatch. Okay, we've already got a food building here. I am going to need power soon, though. So I also need research. There aren't any good research. I would like to push ahead on the research tree a bit. So I will go ahead and do that. I can't build Fire Warrior just yet. I'm going to do food. Okay, there we go. The neophytes have stepped into Overwatch range. That means I no longer need to worry about their whole ambush buff mechanic. Neophytes do more damage if you walk into their range. And they get a free hit off you, the Overwatch hit. And so that's what you need to keep in mind about going quite hybrid. So I'm going to try and move where I know that... You generally don't want to move your units into the fog of war unless you are actively expecting something to be there, but it usually is. Because I can get multiple... Since I've got 3 fire warriors here, it makes more sense for one of my fire warriors to not bother shooting and instead to just... going to boost the damage of the other 2 fire warriors quite a bit. And there we go. I should be able to finish off those neophytes. Here we go. I like the town. I need to actually read up on their lore at some point. I know enough about them, but I don't really know in detail. I know that they make a lot of people mad, but honestly, it doesn't upset me that much to have someone in the former 40,000 universe only mostly terrible. Gonna go ahead and have those units sit there until that fire warrior heals on that outpost. Alright, we have the research facility up. We are definitely going to need to get a power facility up as soon as possible, though. Not too long after that, I would like to get a vehicle up. I'm going to go ahead and start work on a 4th fire warrior, just in case. Can't be too careful here. Oh, those Chaos Cultists have stepped up and taken a shot. I will go ahead and hold off on hitting them. Again, though, they can walk in and get Overwatch. Or they can leave. Looks like they're just... Fair enough. Didn't want to fight me. There we go. We've unlocked a population limit building. That's nice. Terribly better than the ones in Civilization. I'm going to try and avoid the fog of war here still. Take baby steps to avoid exposing fire warriors. Fire warriors are very squishy as early game infantry goes, so I don't want to lose them. We're going to go ahead and take down this webway gate, just blocking real estate. I don't have any Eldar friends, so I don't really care that I'm blowing up one of their more important elements. If I had an Eldar ally, or I was playing Eldar, though, I would be leaving this thing alone. I need to actually put in an Eldar game. I've played a couple Tau, I've played a couple Imperial Guard, played a couple Space Marines, played a couple Mechanicus games. What did I just say? Mechanicus? There we go. I need to play Eldar a bit. You have such a weird playstyle that I do not know. Tracer wire there. And after that, I'll put in a power facility. Then after that, I'm probably going to want to look in a vehicle build. Gun drones, now they're going to come out in 3 turns. Very good. The benefits of research right there. Okay. Like I said, baby steps here. But that does look like that's the edge of a coastline. Now, baby steps here. We want to go ahead and get the enemy to walk into our overwatch range. That is a big benefit for the town. Got a hefty amount of barbarian. Might be a bit of a position to pull back from. This could be quite a bit of heavy resistance. I also see a data smith. Selling robot nearby. Bad. There is a nice food resource there, and it's hard to pass up extra food. Go ahead and up on cultists. Ooh, there's an enslaver right there. That's bad. I might be able to handle it fairly well, but we'll see. I will go ahead and, just as an experiment, let's see how the marker light would benefit, guys. It would go from doing 4.6 damage to 5.3, not a massive boost. I wasn't going to be able to finish them off anyways, so I might as well go ahead and experiment with the tools I got while I can. Those guys will just retreat off into the night anyways. The enslavers, though, could be a problem. They could steal one of my units. The Tau aren't super high in terms of morale. They're not super low, either. They're not like the Imperial Guard or the Orcs, where you're pretty well guaranteed to lose. But forget, do enslavers fly? They do, don't they? They're skimmers. Okay, so they can move over water, but at the same time they can be attacked by melee. I was going to say, enslavers are a real menace to orcs if they're flyers, because then the orcs, who have so many melee units, can't hit them. Okay, I'm not going in this direction. I'm not messing with elements. This is their land. They can keep. Until I get some real heavy armor-piercing power, I cannot deal with it. That is above my pay grade. I might be able to take this Skull Altar. Not a bad resource. And now we'll go ahead and go for that. Line of Fire Warriors. Got an extra 4th unit of Fire Warriors here. Excellent. See, I can also afford to build another Fire Warrior. I might want to go for that. What's the upkeep? Only 1.5 food. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I will need to build a second food building soon, which is going to reduce my loyalty, but that's just what you got to put up with. How those choices you have to make. Let's see. For my 3rd building tree here, I haven't played Tau since I picked up the unit pack deals. So I don't know if Krutox riders are particularly amazing, if I really should be going for. The loyalty building, though, I know is a necessity for everyone. I'm going to take that. Nice drink of water there. And ending the turn. These new Fire Warriors I'm going to put at the forefront here. Go ahead and scout ahead. Doesn't look like there's anything serious up ahead. So I'll up. And I will not be telling any of them to shoot because I would rather them have an Overwatch barrage on a guys to turn and not notify me about the fact they can shoot those Vespids up. Matter of fact, I am going to go ahead and this might put me at a bit of a food deficit. going to go ahead and spend the influence to grab those Vespids. And they have a food upkeep of 1. That's actually cheaper than Fire Warriors. That's really good. So I now have a pretty solid infantry force for it to only be turn 25. I'm sure there is a much better way of doing things for the Gladius pros, but I've only got, what was it, 70 hours in this game? Something to that effect. So I am not the super pro. I try, though. Must be. Ooh! A Siren Caster. I love these babies. They increase loyalty across the whole of your empire. They are a must-have, must-keep artifact. Get one, take one. Alright, I've got a very nice little infantry formation rolling there. I'll be able to take the... Okay, it would be really dumb of me to take these Vespids. I'm not going to kill them, though. I might take them later, but right now I've got a cooldown. I'm going to need to build a second farm. Alright, we could go ahead and annihilate this webway gate. That'd be funny. Let's tell these guys to stand still, just in case the flavor comes back, and I'll tell the Vespids in these towers to bring down the web. I spawned right next to 2 webway gates. If there was another Eldar player in this game, they would hate me, right? These Tau can finish off the webway gate. Sure, I'll just leave. There we go. There goes the webway gate. Excellent. Okay, so we've got city here, so we're going to end the turn. Producing a power plant. It will be done in a turn. Okay, let's see. I am going to want... The Vespids are probably the tankiest unit I've got, though not by much. So I'm going to want to push them ahead. Okay, that's what we're looking at here. We're going to want to rush these guys. Get in their face and do as much damage to them as possible. So I'm going to tell these Fire Warriors to get up in their face. The other Fire Warriors to get up behind them. And I'm going to tell this particular Fire Warrior... to use the marker light. That way the Vespids and the other Fire Warriors are going to do damage. A gun drone. Is that a free turn? Is that a free action? It is. I'm going to spawn a gun drone as well, just to make sure I get as much damage as possible on the enslavers so they don't get to take even a single move. That is the goal here. And I want the gun drones to fire last, because they cause a debuff that reduces movement speed, but also gives range damage reduction. And that obviously goes against what I am trying to do. Ooh, not going to do a whole lot of damage. I'm going to give the enslavers something to think about, but not a whole lot to think about. Still, it's good to get them wounded. That way, maybe I can run them down if they can't enslave one of my... Did I say protect? God, what's wrong? Just in case they enslave one of my Fire Warriors or the Vespid. Get away. That is such a nightmare to run a game when an enslaver steals one of your units. It just runs off into the night and you can't find it. Let's see, we are up on power. That's good, but I need more food. That's going to be a loyalty hit, but I'm going to have a loyalty building on its own anyway, so I can get that up. Oh, it enslaved the Vespid. Hey, the Vespid's not a terrible one for it to... And it didn't even do anything with it. Excellent. Now, in this particular case, let's see. How much damage can we do to the enslaver? We can do a fair bit of damage. What I'm going to do here... I really can't... this is a badly placed jungle right here, so I can't really hit the enslaver too much. Try. I can't put any more gun drones in a good position. I will hit this guy with the marker light anyways. Try and do what damage I can to these guys. See, there's one. And then this is not enough to finish them off. Okay, I'm going to put down another gun drone here. Just to try. Ooh, that's terrible placement for enemy Vespids. I'll use this gun drone to scout ahead then. Oh, hey, cultist. And the data smith is right there. The Castellans won't be far behind him. So I want to be careful here, but I do want to take that Siren Cat. Just too good. These fire warriors are in such a bad. I don't want that enslaver to get away, though. Because as long as that enslaver lives, those Vespids are going to stay attached to it. It's just not a good position. Nonetheless, that enslaver is down to where literally anything could kill it. Maybe there's some good potential work to be done there. I can try to bring these fire warriors around to flank, and they'll have the gun drone to protect them, so I'll go ahead and do that. That might be the wrong move to make, but that's the risk you take. Okay, and I do not want these guys to attack those Vespids. These fire warriors, I might want them to go ahead and do some damage. Chaos cultists, though. It's so little damage, I'd be better off waiting and letting them open. That would do more damage at 1 tile range than 2 tile range. So, oh, the enslaver's deciding not to move. That's good. That means I can kill it and get my Vespid back. Got the Chaos cultist right there. The Castellan is moving in. We're gonna want to get him. We're gonna want to get out of here urgently. And I go ahead and bring down the enslavers. I can with the drones, and the drones are less valuable anyway. There we go. Enslaver down, and I should get my Vespids. There we go. Okay, now the Vespids should be ready. Oh, the Vespids start without a move. They were enslaved. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. These Fire Warriors, I'm kind of thinking about asking them to go backward. This is a rough position. Those Vespids are in good cover. See. I'm going to go ahead and don't want to. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna hold back a little bit here. That Castellan is just the Fire Warriors. I'm going to need to try and cover the other Vespids as best I can, but I can't cover them too. It's unfortunate the Vespids they start with no move. I'll try and use Marker Light here just because I'm doing so little damage. I might as well go something here. Oh, that considerably improved the damage of an enemy on an enemy unit that's in cover. That's did at least some damage. Okay, this gun drone, I don't know what to do with it. If I move it, it's going to get shot by those Vespids, so I guess I'll get it to try and do as much damage to the cultists as possible, but it ain't much. And there is one last unit that needs ordered. This Fire Warrior unit, I am going to tell to just sit on my city. Because at the current moment, it's a bit too far away to help. And if I send it off by itself, it could get intercepted by some kind of barbarian unit, and that'd be an embarrassing way to lose a Fire Warrior. Okay. Working on another food building. I'm going to hold off on ordering another Fire Warrior just for a turn. Be completely safe with my food supply. As for what else I'm going to build here, commanders are really good, but builder drones are a mandate. Going to want to get a second city going sooner rather than later. Tau can build more cities than most, since they get that Utopia bonus. That means loyalty is, especially once you get to the late game. Speaking of the late game, I'm not quite sure how long this one will go. I guess it depends on how much fun I have and whether or not I get wrecked by an early orc rush like I did last time I tried to record. That was kind of funny, but boy, I didn't make it fun by grumping them. Since those Vespids ran away, I might go ahead and have these Fire Warriors activate the Siren Caster, improve all of my income. All these Fire Warriors take out these Vespids. Unit of Vespids is hard to pass up, especially because in the late game you don't get to recruit anymore. They aren't making any new ones. You get a certain amount of Vespids that are on the map as barbarians at the game start, and you don't get to build any more. So I'm probably going to let those Vespids go, actually. These Fire Warriors I'm going to tell to retreat and heal on the outpost. I'm going to tell these Vespids to go backwards, these Fire Warriors to pull back a little bit. And this Fire Warrior unit can probably, this whole little valley here, this little land bridge here between these lakes, probably safe for the Fire Warriors. And here in the city of Oeor, Weird. Yeah, we are going to... Yeah, I'll build a fire warrior. Gives me more ability to take resources. Okay, we're going to want to look into what resources are up here in the northwest, especially because I don't have to really compete for any. So, I'm going to... Now, I wanted to let these fire warriors heal a bit. I'm actually going to split the team. As stupid of an idea as that should be. I'm going to have the Vespids and another fire warrior. There we go. I'm going to have 2 of the fire warriors stay with the one that's healing on that outpost, and I'm going to have 1 Vespid and 2 fire warriors go to the north. There shouldn't be anything too deadly up. These guys, I'm going to tell a bit for a minute. In the city of Hoior, got our food up. I'm going to want to build a loyalty building somewhere. I kind of want to leave these desert tiles open. There's a lot of good potential for power here, and I want to get the most out of it. And these tiles right here look pretty good for harvesting rocks. I'm going to want to expand outward in the section. Especially, I want to get started on a vehicle. I'm not too far off from being able to build the building that builds buildings. And boy, that's a fun one to say. And once I can do that, the city, that's going to become my new focus. I'm going to build a vehicle builder right there. Yeah, I want to put the Yorkshire Arsenal. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a language. I guess there is no wrong way or right way to pronounce it. It does produce ore, so I want to put it on a tile that gives extra ore, but at the same time, I don't want it taking up the super valuable ore tiles, because that should go to the actual farm building. Either which way, once I get that ready, I really want to take that Vespid. I know that if I take it, the other barbarians will pick up on it and kill it. At least we'll have wasted the... Let it heal a little. Yeah, then I'll take it. Gonna have these guys hang out for another turn while he heals. The Vespids are going to push on ahead. Don't want to push too far ahead. Is the Fog of War right here? Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything. I'll go ahead and... Ball there. Oh, Kroot Hounds. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, they can do a lot of damage to fire warriors, and they're anti-overwatch, but I honestly think the Kroot Hounds are more of a problem for the guard than Tau usually. The Tau can usually put out enough firepower to stop the Kroot before they do much damage, whereas the guard kind of struggles with it. Oh, I can already go ahead and do a little damage to them. Now, the Kroot are probably going to go for my fire warriors instead of the Vespid. Vespid, not quite so... Yeah, the Vespid's quite a bit tankier, even though it has less dudes in the... Yeah, it's got the same armor and higher health, so the Kroot is more likely to try to go for my Fire Warriors if it doesn't just run away instead. Fire Warriors are just a target. Oh, I'm actually wrong. It's going for the immediate target. Oh boy, where there's one Kroot Hound, there's 10. I always forget that. Well, I'm glad it was a Vespid taking those hits and not a Fire Warrior. Oh boy. I'm going to have the Vespid pull out all the way back to my city. So that's a very nice thing about the Vespids. They can get out of any bad situation. Let's see. The Kroot Hounds, I don't really want to engage with them. They can be such a pain. But I will go for it anyways because I'm dumb and greedy. And I routinely cause problems for myself. Let's see, they are sitting in forest cover, so I might be able to go ahead and counter that with them. Oh yeah, that massively counters it. Oh boy. That's something to keep in mind there. Very, very nice. Yeah, I'm going to move the rest of the Fire Warriors up, just in case there's a big supply of Kroot up here. That can be a real problem. You know what? I'm gonna be good. I'm feeling good. Okay, there is the Castellan there, but the Kroot will be able to get away from it. Vespid. I'll have this Fire Warrior sit here to cover the Vespids. I have seen some bad situations in Gladius before. There was a Space Marine game where, as honest to God, about 10 Kroot Hounds all sitting on a continent by themselves. Ordinarily, Kroot Hounds are not a problem for the Space Marine, but I was watching as my Space Marine, like even a nice, proper Space Marine hero, captain or what have you, would go up to that Kroot continent and just get swarmed and raped. It wasn't really until I got flyers and artillery that I got to where I could do anything about them. Oh, there's the Chaos Cultists looking to pick a fight. I don't want to fight them. They are a bit too strong in melee for my taste. That's where the Tau really fail, so I don't want to do that. Okay, these Tau Fire Warriors we are going to pull out. Have them use the marker light, though. Very, very good. And these Fire Warriors are going to move up. We are going to annihilate these Kroot Hounds off the face of the earth. Goodbye. See you in dog hell, I guess. I don't know what the Tau beliefs are about the afterlife. Probably don't have any. The Tau are big on the idea that there is no super, aren't they? They're at the very least they don't believe in demons or think demons. Weird, really weird aliens that don't work like all the other aliens. Vespid heal inside the city for a minute. And this Fire Warrior we will leave on Overwatch, just in case something nasty comes out of the Fog of War. See here, I'm going to want to go ahead and pick up the building that builds buildings. Such a good building. Building. When you got a building that builds buildings, it can build buildings that build buildings. And when you've got buildings that build buildings that build buildings, then you're really building. Let's see. I want to push on a little bit ahead into the Fog of War. There should be just one wounded Kroot Hound here. I'm going to have the wounded Fire Warrior move up onto the outpost so he can... And the other Fire Warriors are going to push on ahead a bit, scouting. I want to keep them stuck together for a while, though, just because they are at much less risk than they are to get. It doesn't look like there's anything nasty here, but it is so thick with city ruin that it's really anyone's guess. Vespids I'll keep in the forest because that protects them. Form a nice little core here around our wound. I'm going to want those Fire Warriors to heal there for a little bit. The Vespids are going to need to heal sometime, though I might want to just go ahead and have that one heal other Vespid in Oeor. Now, these Fire Warriors are in a solid place to go ahead and take this route around the back. I'll have to be a little careful with the way I move them, but they may be able to scout around them. I want this webway gate on, because picking up real estate. It's also not really that. The odds are low that I spawned in with an Eldar enemy in. See, here in Oeor, we have such a poor food supply, but I just want to keep building infantry. Make sure I don't get rushed. I got wrecked really badly that game that I did get. At the same time, I'm going to need something heavier than Fire Warrior if I want to handle everything. I'm going to hold off on producing Fire Warriors for the moment. I'll keep the Shazam Barracks going, because 2 influence and 1 pop. Nice. But I'm going to need to look into building a proper population build. Fire Warriors. A lot of razor weed up here. Oh, that's where that Kroot Hound. Go ahead and keep exploring here, this little area. Let's just look. I'm complaining. I'll have these Vespids heal next to the Fire Warrior. While all these Fire Warriors will go ahead and start doing damage. Go ahead and get it torn down. Open up that real estate. We might want to look around for where I want to build my second cities. I do have the ability to build builder drones, but the first builder drone shouldn't be used to actually settle a city. First builder drone you get should be used to heal your unit, because that is the best thing. At the moment, though, I'm still getting my infrastructure set up, which I'm sure is at a very slow rate compared to people who play a lot of Gladius, more than I do. I think so. But I do like a secure infrastructure and a solid starting army now. I think I've learned my lesson about just focusing entirely on it. I'm going to leave these Fire Warriors behind to protect the healing Vespid and Fire Warrior. This Fire Warrior I don't want ranging off on its own much, so I'm going to leave it there while I have the other Fire Warriors swap with it. You know, I raised the question, why build a city on a volcano if it's peaceful? Then again, I guess this is supposed to be a former Imperial world, and the Imperium is rocks. Here in Hoior, we've got a vehicle building built. We can produce the Piranha. The Piranha is not bad. This doesn't seem like a particularly ocean-heavy map, so I don't know how valuable the skimmer of it is. But it can do some light scouting ahead. You generally want to do it in pairs, though, because they can get wrecked really easily by barbarians. Most of the scout units in Gladius can have that kind of problem. Got anti-armor weaponry. That is nice. I'm going to need that probably soon in case I get rushed by. Let's see. I do have that vehicle building up. I am 3 turns away from getting the Brachioranum Foundry. I'm going to want to go ahead and get the population cap up, though. Is at maximum. The loyalty I'm still doing good on. I'd like to be doing excellent on, but that kind of waits a little. Have a bit more money than sense and have disposable income. Right now I don't have as much as I would like. I'll go ahead and get a Piranha out just so I can have some kind of anti-armor. I'll spend influence research. That is good. And that has pretty well rushed the Brachioranum Foundry. That's good. I'll get that working next after I get population. Alright, so these Fire Warriors are ready to up. Good. These Fire Warriors I will have move up on this side of the river. Those Crute Hounds are still healing, but it doesn't upset me that. The Vespid and Fire Warriors up there are nearly done healing. I don't know where I'll move them to next because I'm kind of falling behind the other units a bit. I'll take the Dissemination. Heck, though marker drones are also probably pretty good. Gun drones don't do a lot of damage, but they are nice for taking bullets. You kind of want to do that a lot as the Tau. Use drones and to a lesser degree what Crute units you can and mech units you can to take shots, since your standard Fire Warriors are so squishy, but they still put out high damage and are, you know, not quite as plentiful as, say, Imperial Guardsmen. You'll be able to finish off these Crute Hounds. Oh, that's good. There we go. I should have moved up the other Fire Warriors just to make sure that they got to share the X. Eh, well, live and learn. Got Chaos Cultists up here. They might be a problem soon. We'll see. Meanwhile, up here, all of my units have, for all intents and purposes, kind of an awkward position to get out of, though. Awkward geography. Vespid, yeah, they can move up. I suppose I'll move these guys down more towards the direct south, maybe a little bit more to the southeast, see what's down there. I still want to chart a course around the Castellans. I just don't have the heavy artillery, the heavy firepower necessary to bring them down. Nor am I willing to just throw loads and loads of soldiers at them. These Fire Warriors, yeah, let's keep them moving up slowly. Don't want them to get exposed. So they'll just hang back here. Chaos Cultists, I wonder, does Marker Light apply for Overwatch on the next turn? Oh, I just noticed that. Marker Light reduces range damage reduction to 0%. That's really good. That's, hang on, do I have any unit forest? They're sitting in brush. Brush doesn't provide range. Huh, that is really good. That just gets rid of cover altogether. That's really nice. here. Now moving in 2 contingents. Probably join them back together soon enough, though, just in case we run into anything serious. If I see a Castellan, I'm just running away. I'm not fighting it. But if I see an AI player, then I might want to actually pick a fight with it, because those guys will chase you all the way back to your base, usually. Fire Warriors, I'm going to move on to... Ooh, alright, we're going to start a fight with these Chaos Cultists. That's not what I wanted to happen. Not terrible, though. Yeah, we're going to be able to shoot quite a bit here. Now, who's going to do the least damage? Who's going to take Marker Light? Probably not you. No, not you. They're all doing about the same damage, so I'm actually just going to have this guy use light. This guy in the rear is going to shoot first. I like to have the guys in the rear shoot first, just in case the guys on the front, I can save their Overwatch for later, just in case they need it. Let's see, these guys did get hit with Marker Light, right? They should have, yeah. So, they shouldn't be taking... I'm not sure if the Marker Light actually worked. I'm going to think of it, I wasn't paying attention. Did I put it in the right unit? Yeah, I did. Does seem like we're getting more of a damage reduction. I don't know. Let's see. I'm probably going to want to go ahead and put a gun drone here just to take shots as well. It's going to get hit by Overwatch, but Chaos Cultist Overwatch. Yeah, it's not that bad. What on earth was that? That was the sound of a dog howling. I'd probably better go ahead and wrap this recording up after this fight and check out what that was, because that sounded like someone was in pain. Yeah, let me just... Yeah, not an interruption, but either which way, this is probably a good place to wrap it. It's probably been going for a minute. Yeah, I'm actually enjoying this. May go ahead and come back and do more parts. I don't know. We'll see. See y'all folks later. Whoa!